Clark shooting shots, they just want me to fade. But my game made when I'm getting buckets today. Crossover, pull up, bet you fall for the hezzy. Game 7, prime time is butterflies on your belly. Now can you do it? Folding under the pressure, boy, can you do it? If you going, show 'em who better. Don't let the game slip and don't get caught in the lights. Crown me, yeah, Jordan taking off on the
Baby,
flight.
give me all the rings right now, we the champions. We the champions. I do my thing right now and it can be done. They said it can't be done. Give me all the rings right now, we the champions. We the champions. I do my thing right now and it can't be done. They said it can't be done.
Yes, sir. What's going on? It's your boy AB, man. I'm back at it again with another episode, another pod, another whatever you want to talk, another rant, whatever you want to call it, man. I'm back, and I'm back again, and I'm glad you're here with me. Yeah, man, just continue to rock out with me. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, comment, share, all that good stuff that goes along with all this, man. The more you share, the more you like, the more I produce, the more I bring more content like this to you. You know, sometimes it's fun. Sometimes it's me ranting. Sometimes it's me snapping. It all the above. But today, man, something a little more serious, I would say, and it's, getting a little bit tiring, essentially. But I mean, we got to talk about it. I mean, I'm not going to be afraid to talk about certain things, especially if I feel like it's a importance to me or the culture, or especially to my people, but all people, essentially. Women, men, whatever it got, whatever is going on, essentially, like that, man. If it's important to me, I'm gonna talk about it. I'm not gonna be afraid to talk about it. To be my authentic self, and I guess if you want to give it a topic, obviously, authenticity, essentially, right now is it's a part of what I'm about to talk about. Essentially, obviously, let's start here. Obviously, we know this past Sunday we had the National Championship game, the women's side of things, where you had the LSU Tigers going up against the Iowa Jayhawks. Great game. No diss on women's sports. Listen, I am not ashamed to state the fact that I wasn't the biggest of women's sport watcher, essentially, like that, anything like that. But this particular championship game was absolutely amazing. I'm just going to let it be known what it is, essentially. Like, it was great. We had some powerhouse players. The game has grown. These players definitely have grown the sport, essentially. I think they even saying like this was probably the most watched game in general, let alone women's sports that just passed, essentially, like that. So it's definitely something that was that transpired that was just great, and I was tuned in, locked in from the tip off until the end, essentially, like that. And we obviously, y'all already know, we had some great players within this tournament, and obviously one of them that's the talk of the town right now, and rightfully so, Catilin Clark from the Iowa Jayhawks. I mean, the girl's a stud. Let's just call it what it is. I mean, limitless range, handle, get to the bucket, score at will. As soon as she crosses the half court line, she can throw it up, and I'm talking about all net, cash out, like not playing with you, like from the rip, Steph Curry range, stuff like that, and like amazing what she was doing. I believe within this championship game, she scored the most points, the most assists. Well, this NCAA run, the most points, the most assists, and the most threes made within the NCAA women's history. So that in itself lets you know how great she was, and all respect to her. Like, as hoopers, if you a hooper, you a hooper. I don't care if you're black, green, yellow, big, tall, fat, skinny. I'm sorry if I offend anybody, but you get my point of what I'm saying. Like, these it doesn't matter. If you a hooper, you a hooper, and your respect is due, essentially, like that. So, yeah, man, Catilin Clark obviously balled out. That's the story of the tournament. She single-handedly demolished the team I was rooting for, obviously, because you had Dawn Staley as the coach of South Carolina. She a Phillies own essentially like that. So she single handedly cooked them. She single handedly cooked them to take her team to the NCAA championship. So it was a great game. Obviously, they went up against LSU, and I mean, obviously, we just gonna tap into it and get right into it about the Angel Reese situation. We all know what happened, and if you didn't know, after the game, Angel Reese, she did the John Cena "You Can't See Me" in the face of Catilin Clark. She's very outspoken about what she believes in, how she feels, everything like that. So we all know when it comes to Angel Reese, the type of person that she is, essentially like that. So that's basically the talk of the town right now. So if you don't know, prior to these two teams meeting in the championship games, and let me give respect to Angel Reese as well. She balled out in that game. I believe she had 15 points, 10 rebounds, like 5 assists, something to that effect. Uh, was what I think I seen a stat or some case. She has the most double doubles in all year, essentially like that. 34 of them things, that's ridiculous. And not just sticking on it just being women's. I don't see too many men just out here averaging, basically having 34 double doubles throughout a year, essentially like that. And obviously, she won the most outstanding player award at the end of the game, because obviously we all know by this time that obviously LSU won the championship game, beating Iowa 102-85. So that's just to give you some context, obviously, who played, who we going up against. But obviously the story is with Angel Reese and Catilin Clark. So during the game, well, let's rewind back. Prior to the game, Caitlin Clark, Caitlin Clark, she's your dog. When she hoop like, and she ain't scared to tell you about what she doing to you, how she doing it to you, when she gonna do it to you, whatever. She gonna tell you, because obviously she's gonna back it up. And that's obviously, if you a hooper and you know sports, if you gonna talk trash, if you gonna talk crazy, you just better back up what you talking about. And she backed it up all year, and even all the way into the NCAA tournament, to the final game, championship game. So, I mean, dog, straight dog, and we'll let you know about it. Obviously, there's clips out there, many clips out here. She telling another player, shut up, you down 15. She did the whole John Cena, "You can't see me," when she scored a buck and another team. So it's like, y'all seen the videos out there. She lets you know how she feel and what she thinks about you, essentially like that. So the big fuss about right now is that at the end of the championship game, LSU won. The type of person that Angel Reese is, like I said, very outspoken, very she let you know how she feel, or how you made her feel, whatever it might be. She's real authentic. She's real straightforward what she does, and she gave her the "You can't see me." You can't see me. Right to her. Because again, it was even put out. LSU players even said previously, before the game even started, like, yeah, we gonna give it to her. Like, yeah, she did all this to all these different players and things of that nature like that. Like, it, let's see what you do over here with us, because you about to really catch what you asking for, essentially like that. So, in the world of sports, especially in ball, and like I said, I wasn't a heavy trash talker, but at times, you say what you gonna say, but that's a part of the game. Obviously, long as you ain't touching anybody, putting hands on anybody, or getting crazy disrespectful, disrespecting family members, anything like that, it's pretty much fair game. I mean, look at the NBA now. That's all it is. Listen, Pat Bev, that's all that man does right now is talk trash, but more than even play. So that's what they do. KG was another one. So it transcends eras. So it's not like it's just a thing that's happening now and that kids are doing it now. Like, no, trash talking has always been and it's always going to be a part of sports, and especially a main staple when it comes to basketball. So that's a part of it. So this is where it gets crazy for me, and I want to, I know I like to laugh and stuff. I do want to get just a tad bit serious. It's not as a serious type of show or meeting, but definitely a tad bit serious. Because, like I said, this is something that definitely touched me, affects me a little differently because it's something that we see, and I'm gonna be real with you, as a people, black people specifically, each and every day, the double standard, the hypocrisy, essentially, when it comes to what's right and what's wrong, and that only mattering depending on who you are, economic status, sex, race, you know, all the above. Things matter only when you are a certain way or in a certain scenario. So obviously the backlash essentially right now with Angel Reese doing the "You Can't See Me" to Catilin Clark at the end of the game, giving her the finger, letting her know, yeah, that ring is coming. We about to get that ring. All that, letting her know. Like I said, you trash talking. You can dish it out there. You should be able to take it. Essentially, is how we roll when we hoop. So backlash, crazy. Oh, this, she that, she not being a professional, no sportsmanship. We don't do that. Just take your win and go. And then you got two jackasses, excuse my French, along the lines of Keith Olbermann, who sees that and then tweets, "What a effing idiot!" Like, what? Then you have Dave Portnoy, whatever his name is, the guy, the Boston guy, whatever he is, that owns Barstool Sports, tweets after seeing that video as well. A classless piece of ish. Like, we serious right now? We talking about sports. We talk about a game. Like I just said earlier, like, trash talking is a part of it. As long as you don't cross the lines, disrespect, that's what trash part is a part of sports. Getting the player's head, or even in this scenario, after we kick you behind, you gonna hear about it, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. We just won the national championship, and we seen what you did. You hooping, but we also seen what you were doing while you were hooping. So we gonna let you know that you ain't that, or at least right now, because Catilin Clark, she that. So, a game, basketball, a competitive sport, classless piece of ish, a effing idiot. What we talking about, man? What we talking about? We for real? And this is the part where I wanted to get into, where the double standard comes into. That if we're gonna be outraged about something, let's not have selective outrage. Because when Catilin Clark against South Carolina was supposed to guard one of their players, not only did she not even guard her, looked at her and flagged her. Said, yeah, it's not even worth me guarding you right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you play sports, someone do that to you, that will piss you off. Like, what? You don't want to guard? You literally gonna like not come guard me, and you gonna turn your back to me? Then, like I said earlier in the season, hitting play other teams with the you can't see me. You can't see me. Telling players you down 15, look at the scoreboard. Stop playing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So when she's doing it, it's all dandy. Oh, that's a competitor. Oh, that's what I, they loved it, essentially. They loved it. Every single bit of it. Shoot, I loved it. I'm gonna be real. I love it because that's the type of sports I was brung up on. Like, yeah, talk your ish, baby. You cooking them. You got 30. You got 41. Yes, they can't stop you. I have 41 right now. You cannot stop me. You didn't make a 3 all game, so I'm not going to guard you. I'm okay. But that's not have selective outrage here, people. So now you have the black girl, yes. Because I know people want to say, why is it always about race? Why does race always come into the picture? Whether you believe it or not, that's exactly the issue. That's exactly. If not, why are you outraged? Because again, these are the same people congratulating Catilin Clark, doing what she doing on the court, but also the antics that she was doing, letting the other team know how she felt about them. But now that the outspoken black girl from Baltimore with a little slang and twang to her voice, you know what I'm saying? Now we gotta be buttoned up, upright. When you win, you go to the sideline, you shake their hand and tell them great game, and you go get your trophy and you go home and do whatever you want to do with your family. No. 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 And then we have people, notable people like this. I mean, the boy Dave, and he is what he is. I mean, whatever. Like Keith Olbermann, like when you got people saying things like that, we talk about teenagers here. What a effing idiot. Classless piece of ish. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Come on. Are we serious right now? Kids, teenagers, young adults, whatever categories you want to put them in. I ain't gonna say kids, but definitely young adults. Some of them not even 20 yet. Can't, you can buy cigarettes now, but can't buy a piece of liquor nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, come on, people. And again, I'm, like I said, I'm open and authentic. It's because she's a black girl. She's a black girl. She's outspoken. She says it how she feels. And I love the response that she gave. Loved it after the game, letting them know, like, this game was more to her than what just the game itself. She's out there doing it for girls who look like her, who talk like her, who from areas and hoods and situations like her. Not to put you in the box that you can be your authentic self, but also be a professional. Again, my eyes did nothing wrong. If you want to say it might have been a little excessive, you can argue that, but isn't taunting in general excessive? Rather it's in the face, if it's away, like the word, it's called taunting. You know, that means you're like, it's called taunting. So like, but for people grown behind men saying things like this over a game, you can't tell me it's not more to it than just a game. Ain't no way. There's no way you can tell me it's anything else that is not more, that is something more other than just the game. It's not, you're not mad at the fact that Iowa lost. You're mad at the fact that the storybook ended for Catilin Clark, who had an amazing year that y'all said would have been crazy for her to take down two teams like South Carolina and then LSU to win the championship and to do it in the fashion she did it. but she didn't do it. And then it's to them. And then not even them, then it's to her, the outspoken black girl from Baltimore. You can't tell me people is nothing is not more to it than just the basketball. There's no way you can. And again, I know why I gotta be about race. It ain't always a black and white thing. Then what else is it? Please, I need you to tell me what else it could possibly be. Because there's no way you could tell me it's just basketball and you're just upset at the game. Ain't no way. There's no way. The golden child got struck down, and it wasn't by who you wanted it to be by. And you couldn't take the fact that, oh, yeah, not only are we going to beat you, we're going to give you what you gave us too. Yeah, yup, you can't see me. Yeah, where my ring at? I'm getting that ring. Yeah, I'm national champion. Yeah, I'm the most, most outstanding player of this championship game. 15 points, 10 rebounds, like 5 assists. Granted, she wasn't the leading scorer, but, she was the spearhead for this LSU team literally all year, and even within that game, emotional leader, every aspect of it. Angel Reese was that girl. Angel Reese is that girl. So to tell me anything else, I ain't even trying to hear it. And these two doofuses over here, man, that struck me like in a way where it's just like, you serious, bro? That's how you feel? But the sad part is, in this society today, that is how they feel. They try to hide behind sports or like, no, it's not. No. Stop it, man. So, man, that's my little, soliloquy essentially when it comes to that. Like I said, it was a great game, man. I loved every moment of it. Like I said, I was pleasantly pleased, shocked, whatever you want to call it, about the outcome and how the game even transpired. I mean, great shots, crazy buckets made, long distance threes. It was just the intensity the women. But that's another thing. We want women's sport to be more exciting, right? Obviously, the physical aspect of it is getting better, but obviously they're not going to be jumping out of the gym, But having some, competitive animosity and fervor and emotion and swagger and, all the things we like in sports, in women's sports, is great. It's absolutely great. Why you think I tuned in to this tournament with it? I've never watched this much women's basketball a day in my life. A day in my life. But all the added elements of, and then again, not even just the ancillary things of just the trash talking and stuff, but they're great at the game of basketball. They're getting more skilled at every year. I've watched it within the past 4 or 5 years. So I can only imagine what they evolved from prior to that to where they're at now. I mean, if you looked at Catilin Clark and what she was doing, literally passing the half-court line and shooting Steph Curry range, all net, bottom, crossover, heads, like, come on, man. I'm off of it now. That's just my little spill, because like it was nuts that grown men with, and just in general, people in general, and I ain't gonna get too deep, but we all know the people. This world is definitely different, definitely very emotional. But when things like this, man, it's sports. It's a part of the game. We look forward to things like this. It makes it fun. It makes it more competitive. We cry about this in the NBA every day. Like, why everybody gotta be friends? We talk about the 90s and stuff all the time. Jordan, Karl Malone hated Jordan, the bad boy Pistons. You know what I'm saying? Like, you love every other sport like that. So now it's this way, and it's not even that you don't even like it. You pick and choose who you want to be that way. You know, it was all good when Caitlin was, cooking these black girls, cooking them. But when you get the return to fever and your golden child and get that butt spanked, y'all know how it go, man. So I'm off of it though, man. I just had to go there because that's ridiculous, man. But man, shout out to LSU, shout out Angel Reese, shout out the whole squad, man. Throw an arrow in there for them, man. Yes sir, yes sir, man. It was a great game, like I said, man. I look forward to next year. Obviously, Clayton, she'll be back as well. So, obviously, what she going to do next year, man. So, I'm all tapped in and I'm ready for it. But, man, people, let's do better. Let's do better, yo. Let's do better because it's not called for. There's no reason to speak about these young adults like this over a game. You know, we have it tough as it is as a people, but for people to talk on these young adults and then young women at that, they ain't even touch on that. Like, we talking about women now too, so now we yeah, man. Shout out LSU, shout out Angel Reese, man. Do your thing, keep talking, keep hooping. You know what I'm saying? Let nothing stop you. Like you said, be unapologetic about who you are, what you are, where you come from, how you do things, because what you've been doing got you where you at right now. A national champion, most outstanding player. You know how we roll, man. I'm out of here, though, man. It's your boy, AB. Once again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, man. This is Open Gym, man, and I'll check you guys out next time. Yes, sir!